Hello friends, today we will discuss the topic instruction and instruction format. Instruction. As we all know that computer is just an electronic machine that do not have its own IQ. It cannot perform anything of its own. We need to instruct it in order to carry out any particular task. And this instruction must be in the binary form. That is the only language a computer can understand. Thus we can say that an instruction is this. Computer instruction is a binary code that specifies a sequence of micro operations for the computer. It is a binary coded form that will instruct the computer on how to carry out a particular task in order to achieve the desired result. We can understand the execution process of instruction as instruction execution process as, first of all, computer reads the instruction from the memory and places it in a control register. It will read the instruction from the memory and will place its content in the control register. The control unit then interprets its binary form, that is, it separates the different parts of the instructions like operand, operators, and the addresses from where we can get the operands, and then execute it by issuing a sequence of micro operations. Then the control unit passes signals to the different parts of the computer so that the given instruction can be executed. We represent the instruction in a rectangular box, and this rectangular box is divided into many fields. These fields may vary depending on the organization of a computer, but basically we have three common fields that may be available in any instruction. These fields opcode, that is operation code, mode field, and the address field. The operation code field specifies the operation to be performed. The operation code field of any instruction specifies the arithmetic or logical operation that is to be performed. Then comes the mode field. Mode field specifies the way the operand is determined. Mode field specifies the way the operand is determined. Let's consider an example. Suppose A plus B. In any instruction we have two things. First is operand, second is operator. Here A and B are the operand. The variables on which we have to perform the operation are called the operands, and the operation that we need to perform is called the operator. So the opcode or the operation code specifies the operation to be performed, and the mode field specifies the way the operand is determined, that is, from where we can get the values of our operand, that is our A and B. The next field is address field. It specifies any memory area, any memory address, or the processor register location. Now the number of address fields in any instruction format depends on the organization of its registers, and on the basis of register organizations we can classify computers into three types of CPU organization. Three types of CPU organizations are: first is single accumulator organization, second is general register organization, and third is stack organization. In single accumulator organizations, all the operations are performed with the accumulator registers. Single register, that is accumulator register. The instruction format in this type of computer uses only one address field, that is one address field. It uses only one address field and only one register. Accumulator register is used to perform all the instructions. Now, general register organizations can have 2 or 3 address fields in any instructions, and similarly the stack organization instruction will have no address fields. So single accumulator organization uses only one address field. General register instruction uses only 2 or 3 address fields instructions, and stack organizations have 0 address instructions, because in this organizations we perform operations on the top 2 elements of the stack. That is why it has no address field in its instruction. Address formats, various address formats are: first is 3 address instruction. In 3 address instruction, we will have 4 fields in our instruction. First field is for the operation code, that specifies what operation is to be performed. Then second field is the OP1, that is operand 1, first operand on which we need to perform the operation, and the second operand on which we need to perform the operation, and then the result field where we will save the result of the operation. Second is 2 address instruction. In 2 address instructions, we will have 2 address fields. First is opcode, that specifies operation to be performed. Second field is for the operand 1, and third field is for the operand 2. In this, we don't have the field to the for the result. We only have fields for operand 1 and operand 2. Now 3, 2 and 1 address instruction. In the 1 address instruction, we will have only one address field. First is the opcode, that specifies operation to be performed, and address field for the operand 1. Then comes the 0 address instructions, that is stack instructions. In this, we have only operation code, that can be either push or pop, and that is performed on the top element of the stack. So the 3 address instructions and 2 address instructions fall under the category of general register organization, in which an instruction may have 2 or 3 address fields, and 1 address instruction falls under the category of single accumulator organization, where we use only the accumulator register and 1 address field. And 0 address instructions fall under the category of stack organization, in which we have 0 address field in our instruction. Now we can understand all these instruction formats with the help of a suitable example. Consider x is equals to a plus b star c plus d. We will solve these instructions and we will see this instruction as a 3 address instruction, 2 address instruction, 1 address and 0 address instruction. First is our 3 address instruction. If we want to represent this as a 3 address instruction, it can be write it as, we first take this, we will write it as add R1 comma A comma B. As we know that 3 address instruction falls under the category of general register organization, in which we can use general purpose registers, and these registers are designated as R1, R2, R3 and so on. So the statement add R1 A comma B will be executed as R1 is equals to M of A plus M of B. M of A means content at the memory location A will be added to the content at memory location B, and the result is transferred to the register R1. Okay. Similarly, we can perform this operation C and D. It will be written as add R2 C comma D. Similarly, this instruction will be executed as R2 content of memory location at C will be added to the content of memory location at D, and the result will be transferred to the register R2. Now what we have to do? We have to multiply. Now this result is in our register R1 and this result is in our register R2, and we need to multiply the contents of R1 and R2. So the instruction will be multiply X comma R1 R2. It will be executed as memory of X equals to content of R1 multiplication R2. This is executed as contents of R1 will be multiplied to contents of R2, and the result will be saved to a memory location named X. This is the 3 address instruction format. If we want to represent this instruction in 3 address, it will be represented as this. Now we can say that what is the advantage of 3 address instruction? It makes the programs shorter, as we can use 3 addresses fields in our instruction, so it results in short programs. And what is the disadvantage of this? We can disadvantage may be binary coded instructions require too many bits. As we convert this in binary language, it will need more bits as compared to other instruction formats. Similarly, if we want to write the same statement, R is equals to A plus B multiply C plus D in 2 address instruction, it will be like move R1 comma A. As we can use only 2 address fields in our instructions, so what we will do, we will transfer the contents of the variable A in our general purpose register R1, and the statement will be executed as R1 M of A. The contents of the memory location at A will be transferred to the register R1. Now the next instruction will be add R1 comma B. As we have one operand in R1, we can add it directly to the another operand B, and this instruction will be resulted as R1 goes to R1 plus M of B. the contents of memory location at B will be added to the register R1, and the result is also transferred to the register R1. We used the register R1 here. If we write it as like add A comma B, then what happened? The contents of B will be added to A, and the result is pushed back into A itself, and so the actual value of A will be lost. So to avoid this, we use a general purpose register R1 here. Similarly, the operation C plus D can be performed as move R2 comma C. It will be executed as memory of the content at memory location C will be transferred to the register R2, and add R2 comma D. It will be executed as R2 is equals to R2 plus memory location D. The content at memory location D will be added to the content of register R2, and the result is transferred to the register R2. Now we have to perform A plus B into C plus D. The result A plus B is in our register R1, and the result C plus D is in our register R2. So we can do this as multiply R1 comma R2, and it will be executed as R1 multiply R2. The contents of R1 will be multiplied to the contents of R2, and the result will be pushed back to the R1. Now we will want that the result should be in the memory, not in any register. So we need to transfer our final result that is in our register R1 to some memory location. So we will write it as R1. The content of the register R1 will be transferred to the memory location X. So this is the to address instruction for the same statement. Now one address instruction for the same statement, that is R is equals to A plus B multiply C plus D. One address instructions are also known as accumulator organization, in which we use only one register, that is accumulator register. So these instructions will be of the type, first instruction will be load A. This instruction means that we are loading the register accumulator with the contents of memory location A. Then add B. This statement will result in as accumulator and accumulator plus contents of memory B. This statement will be executed as we have one operand as accumulator, and the another operand is B. Now the content of accumulator will be added to the content at memory location B, and the result will be transferred back to the accumulator register. Now store T. Now we need to save this result at some memory location, because we have only one register accumulator, and it will be used for further processing. That is why we need to store this result in some memory location. So it will be done as accumulator. Contents of accumulator will be stored at a memory location T. Now again we will load the contents of register contents of operand C in our accumulator, and it will be done as accumulator memory of C. The contents at memory location C will be assigned to the accumulator. Again we will add it to the D, and it will be executed as accumulator. Content of accumulator will be added to the content at the memory location D. Now we have one operand in our accumulator, that is sum of C and D. Now we need to multiply it with A plus B, and this A plus B is stored in our variable T. So it will be done as multiply T, and it will be executed as accumulator into contents of the memory location T. Now finally we need to store the result at the memory location, and this will be executed as content of accumulator will be transferred to a memory location X. So this is our one address instruction. In this we used only one address, and the second address is considered accumulator by default. Okay, clear? Two address instructions.